So we shall now go on to our next speaker, Dr. Aman Khanna, another prolific young cataract surgeon from Khanna Eye Center. And let's watch his teaching pearl. Great video it is.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Chitra ma'am and entire team ARC for giving me this opportunity. So this is a hard cataract in a colobomatous eye. So this was a case with a hard brown cataract with a typical RS coloboma. And I begin phaco routinely making side ports and the main incision. So after this, I was planning to make a rexus, and I planned to make a slightly bigger rexus as this was a slightly harder cataract. So my aim was to make a slightly larger rexus in this case. So after this hydro was done, a very gentle hydro was done and the nucleus was rotating fine. And I decided to do a crater chop technique in this case. And I was able to make a crater of adequate depth and adequate width. So my point here is the microscope was, I was not able to focus properly and the pupil started shrinking and I was going in too much of periphery while chopping the nucleus. And it was very hard. It was taking multiple attempts to chop and you can see my probe has went too far in the periphery and I'm not able to see the tip of the probe, which is not a very good thing to do. So after that, I bought a chopper and a dialer inside, and finally I was able to achieve the crack. So at this moment, I noted that there was resisted movement of the nucleus, but I didn't saw it, and I continued doing the phaco. Again, you can see my instruments were going too much into the periphery, and finally I was able to chop the first part, first quadrant. At this moment, I realized that there is something wrong, but I was too much trying to just break the nucleus and complete the case in a hurry. So I didn't realize that there is something wrong. After the second piece was taken out, I realized that there is a large central PCR, which you can see, which probably I should have realized earlier. But luckily, I did not have any nucleus drop in this case. So after this, I tried and I bought both the quadrants into the anterior chamber. And after rotating the nucleus and bringing it into the anterior chamber, I decided to convert it into SICS. So a very large incision was not required. I made a small incision because the pieces were already chopped. So a very large incision was not required. So after this, both the pieces were taken out, and after completing it, I begin with the anterior vitrectomy. So while doing anterior vitrectomy, the cut rate was slightly higher, and after doing the anterior vitrectomy, I checked for any vitreous, and I was checking for my rexus margin, and I saw it was fine and adequate. After that, in the IA cut mode, I took out the remaining cortical matter. In this, low parameter was used not to so that the AC doesn't fluctuate. And after doing a cortical cleanup in this case, I tried to implant a 3-piece IOL in the sulcus as the rexus margin was good and there was good support. So finally, I was able to implant a 3-piece IOL, and here I tried to do a optic capture. As there was a central PCR, I tried to do an optic capture, and luckily I was able to do it. As you can see on the margin of the optic disc, optic capture was done, which can be seen by ovalization of the rexus margin, which you can see here. And so finally, I was able to get through it. So there are a few lessons which I learned from this case. One was good visualization, and focusing is very important, as the eye was getting decentered and I was not able to focus it properly. Keep your eyes open. Early detection and timely management is very important, because luckily in this case, I did not ended up having a nucleus drop, because if I would have realized it late, I could have ended up having a drop. Be careful. And when things go wrong, just stick to basics. Thank you, everybody.
Ma'am, you're muted. Yeah.
That was a nice case you showed, Aman. But one thing is the kind of vertical split you had on the PC. I just wondered whether you saw the other eye. Was it a PPC cataract?
Ma'am, otherwise, other eye was already pseudophakic. Patient's eye was pseudophakic, and there was a normal IOL in place. There was no PCR. So
Okay. The other thing is, one is this rotation difficulty when you could sometimes do bimanual rotation. It helps actually. And I felt you could have retracted the pupil in such a hard cataract. If you had retracted the pupil in that colobomatous area, you could have, it was sort of asymmetrically dilated. You could have
used nylon hooks.
On the other side of the
nylon
column.
hooks. Huh? Yeah.
Nylon hooks, if you had used, it would have been,
Easier.
Yeah.
yes, ma'am, that would
I
have
think
done.
very well managed. Eventually, could put a 3-piece IOL also over the rexes that was left.
In such a very hard cataract, the visibility was very less. The pupil was coming down significantly. Maybe you could have
Yes,
tried
ma'am.
with Phenocan Plus or Adrenaline, or
Right.
at least put 2 retractors on the top, on the upper part, so that you know exactly where. And even after you thought you got the rent,
You should
maybe
have.
you could have retracted and seen the extent of the rent, whether there's any nuclear fragment that is left behind on that end. So
Ma'am, I tried injecting ADR, but it didn't dilate very well using that also.
Yeah.
And initially the pupil was fine. It was intra-op that the pupil started shrinking probably. So yes, I could have definitely went ahead with the hooks or something like that, which would have been a better option for me.
very well managed.
Very
Yes,
nicely
Ram.
done, Aman. I mean, finally got good results, but just a couple of things I would have done differently. You said the 2 nucleus fragments you had already emulsified. The other 2 you managed to bring it into the anterior chamber. There's apparently still no vitreous loss. So this, in my mind, is an ideal situation for an IOL scaffold. Instead of enlarging it into converting into SACS, and you were putting a 3-piece lens, there was adequate capsulorhexis support. You could have slipped in a 3-piece lens, and then because now you're not at the risk of the nucleus falling down, you could have emulsified with a lot of dispersive viscoelastic in the anterior chamber. Of course, it was a hard cataract, so there would have been a price to pay by way of endothelial cell loss. But then maybe you could have got away with just a phaco. And the other thing is, I think these are situations the message to all youngsters should be that definitely, even if you have a round pupil, round rexus, stable anterior chamber, you should always check with the triamcinolone acetate to make sure that there are no strands left. That is something I've always done. And the third factor is I saw that even when you're putting in the lens and creating an optic capture, there was some amount of material floating around in the vitreous, anterior vitreous. So once you create an optic capture, it's extremely difficult to evacuate from behind the lens. So whenever I'm faced in this situation, I always go in with a aspiration cannula or even the vitrectomy cannula behind the lens, evacuate all the muck that is there, including the viscoelastic, and then just gently press with the one of the instruments to create the optic capture, so that you have a clean vitreous, subsequently vitreous cavity. Otherwise, the patient might be complaining of floaters for quite a long time post-operatively.
Dr. Gaurav, you want to add anything, or Dr. Bhasin?
I wanted to just say that I would have done a scaffold. He managed it beautifully, but I agree with Dr. Ramamurthy that a scaffold rather than making an SACS incision. But of course, from surgeon comfort and also from between a case-to-case basis, you can. And if in doubt, but the rest of the case was done beautifully well, I think. And yes, triamcinolone when suspecting vitreous is always good, because otherwise we'll just keep complicating matters. So these are the 2 pearls which I think are important for such cases.
Actually, I did not have any experience of doing a scaffold before, and I was more comfortable in doing SICS. So I thought of that option. So that was
exactly, whatever you're comfortable with is actually the best way to do it. So that's exactly what I said. Perfect sense.
Definitely good point, sir. I'll keep in mind for future.
Dr. Bhasin, Surendra Bhasin, anything to add? Or
I think everything has been
Covered.
discussed upon, covered very nicely. I think visualization is very important, and that would have avoided this rent if he would have converted into used some people expanded device or iris hooks or something. That would have avoided this rent. I think that is the crux of it.
Thank you. So we shall go on. Thank you very much, Aman. We shall be with us and watch the other good